Hey guys, welcome to Friday night reading sprints. And I think I'm on time. Yes, I'm on time. That's good. So let me know if you're all popping in to read with me. I was trying to figure out a few things. I finally figured out how to put what book I'm reading on the screen so you all can see that. So I was like, oh, thank you, God, for helping me figure that out because I had no idea. So I am here. I did forget one thing, but we can do that after the first reading sprint. Let me know what you are going to be reading with me tonight, or just what are you planning on doing in general tonight. I have two books going on that have to be read by Monday, like max. I'm hoping to actually get both done by tomorrow night, but Monday at the latest before I go camping. So that will be a plus. Let me know who's here. Yes, if you didn't know, I am doing reading sprints an hour earlier from now on Friday. So that way people who are in my time zone, in the Eastern time zone, can show up a little bit earlier. That way it's not too late for you all. And if you're making dinner at this time, that's okay too. No problem at all. Hi, Cav. Nice to see you here. You're getting started on the Keep Me in Suspense readathon. Nice. Reading Word of Honor by Hallie Bridgman. I love that series. It's one of my absolute favorites. I've read the entire series. Hi, T. Nice to see you. Are you reading, writing? What you doing today? Hello, Fashion Aplenty. Nice to see you here. Glad to see you. Susan's here. Hi, Susan. She's listening to Sisters of Corinth. Yes, you told me earlier. I love that book. It's so good. And Beyond Ivy Walls. Yes, I am currently reading it. I just started it this afternoon, so I'm only a little bit into it. But I am going to be reading Beyond Ivy Walls, and I also have one on the back burner too, which is my physical book, and that is A Kingdom to Claim by Sean M. Bessie, which I have to read for a review. So that's got to be read too. And this one's not terrible. It's only like about 270 pages, so it's a smaller book. So that should hopefully be done by tomorrow. I actually probably should read that one first, but I got hooked on Beyond Ivy Walls because it's really good already. Emily's working on dishes and making a pasta salad. Nice. We're making pasta salad for our church picnic. I think it's next week, already. So we have to make that. Not today, but next week. Hi, Nikita. You're reading two books as well. The History of the Kings of Britain, nonfiction, and Isabel and Alexander, historical fiction. Nice. Both historical. Both sound very interesting. Hi, Tanera. You're reading Active Defense. You forgot to say the author. You probably hit enter before you could say who the author was, or maybe you forgot who the author was. I've done that before. Like, I either know the author or the title, but not both sometimes. By Lynette Eason. Thank you. Hi, Jamie. You still have some Bible reading to finish. Nice. And just started A River Between Us by Jocelyn Green. That's fun. And reading Belonging by Robin Lee Hatcher and The Blackout Book Club by Amy Lynn Green. The only one I've read out of those is The Blackout Book Club, but I really enjoyed that one. That one was very different World War II fiction. I really enjoyed that one. Fashion Aplenty, just watching vlogs and Emma the movie and reading The Master Craftsman by Kelly Stewart. I have that on my list. I wanted to read it last year, but I never got to it. But I do love stories about Fabergé eggs and mysteries surrounding them. One of my favorites. Anything that has to do about that. But I'm always watching vlogs. I'm always trying to catch up in friends' videos. What I do is I give myself a break. Like, I'll never catch up in all my friends' videos. So if I can get like to at least one or two of their videos a month, I'm good. Hi, Paige. She's reading The Chaos Machine, the inside story of how social media rewired our minds and our world by Max Fisher. Nice. Very, yes. Good to read that during modern times, for sure. I mean, sometimes social media can be a good thing, but many times it cannot be. Hello, Mysterious Bibliophile. Love your username. Let me know if you want to be called that or if you want to be called by your first name. I don't care. It's whatever makes it best for you. You're reading The Will of the Many by James Inglington. and listening to Mandy Blake's first Blackwater Ranch book. Nice. Sounds like a good time. Lots of books I haven't heard of going on tonight. Usually I know quite a few, but very interesting. Interesting lineup tonight. Hi, Elma. Nice to see you. So I actually did get, I made a jar of bookish conversation prompts. There's also like some would you rathers and then some like conversation prompts. So we can do those after our first sprint together. So that will be fun. Oh, you may be doing some errands too in this time. That's okay. You can do that while you're watching me or, go and come back. And you do like the book so far? Anything set in Russia? Yeah, there are some really good books set in Russia. Have you read, it was a book club pick for one of my friends' channels. I can't remember now. It's The Ice Swan, I think, by Janelle Chazelsky. That one's really good. And it's not all set in Russia, but the main character is from Russia, but she goes to Paris. And that's a really great book as well. I read it, I think, 2 years ago, and it was fantastic. That's a great book with a Russian character. Yeah, so I think I'm going to start with Beyond Ivy Walls, which is by, whatever her name is, Rachel Fordham. I should know this because she's one of my favorites. But I think I'll start with that one because that one sounds like fun. Okay, I'll call you Grace then. That's okay. Grace works too if Mysterious Bibliophile is a little bit long. So I can call you Grace. Okay, I'll write that down. I usually write down and then once I memorize it, I'm good. But okay. Hi, Lucy. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Jamie says, you think I would like A River Between Us, Civil War era book. Its main focus is how to love one's enemies. Oh, nice. That sounds good. I have read quite a few of Jocelyn Green's books. Well, maybe not quite a few. Three or four, maybe. I have always heard about her, but I'm fairly new to her books, even though she's written quite a few. Hello, how are you? I'm so glad you're here tonight. What are you reading tonight? Let me know. I've read Tasha Alexander's, there's a little fruit fly here, Russian A Mystery. I still remember the Russian vibes. Ooh, I love that. That sounds good. I don't think I've ever read a book by her, but she's definitely been on my list for 10 years of authors that I want to read. Alma's reading Resistance by J.L. Knight. Nice. Just picked it up from the library. Yeah, interlibrary loans, you don't have too much time. I have not read it, but yes, my friends love that series. So I do want to read it at some point. I feel probably early next year because usually I mood read a lot in the beginning of the year and sometimes in fall too, depending on how much time I have. The Beauty and the Beast tagline. Yes, that's what hooked me too. I knew I was going to read it anyways because I love Rachel Fordham, but immediately when I heard Beauty and the Beast, I'm like, sign me up. It's going to be great. And it is. I'm only 10% of the way through, but it's great. Everybody saying hi together. Love the community. It is a great group. I always love the reading sprints. It's so much fun together. You're reading The Sisters of Seaview by Julie Clausen. Wonderful choice. I love that book. It is a chunky book. It's 450 pages or something like that. Yeah, it's a big one. It's a big one. If you're talking about The Sisters of Seaview, it is a chunky book. Lucy's reading the third book of If I Can't Talk Today. If I Run series by Terry Blackstock. Yes, that is a really, really great series. I did binge read the entire series in a weekend or maybe 5 days, but yes, that is a good series. Yes. Yeah, the If I Run series. I only own book 1, I think. It was a gift. But I really did. I listened to them all on audio and I was like, these are really good. I probably would do a reread because they weren't as good as I thought they were going to be on audio. So I think I would enjoy them more physically. I also got new glasses today. I'm not wearing them. These are my old ones still, but I should be getting them by the end of next week. So you will see new glasses for me. I did actually buy new glasses, and then I wore them and realized, why is everything like out of proportion? Like it was worse than usual when I get new glasses. And so I went back and I went to the actual eye doctor, and she actually like put it in to see if they had the right prescription, which it was. But then she noticed like wherever they put like the black dot for your sight, like the mechanics or something that made the glasses, they put it like way up by the rim. It was really weird and really way off. And she's like, that's probably your issue. So I was like, yeah, that's probably the issue. So I got new glasses and actually did switch them because the other ones were way too thick on the bottom too. That was another telltale sign that something was off. So getting new ones, and they're really pretty. They're like a rose gold color, so they're going to be quite a bit different, but I like them. Thank you. I like to go for more of the thicker side frames. I don't know why, but I feel like that like frames my face really nicely. So I always look for that, and I like the more narrow frames. Like I like my eyebrows above the glasses. I tell them, I'm like, as long as my eyebrow is above the glasses, we look good. If not, then I don't know, the proportions are weird. Laura's about to start Song of Redemption by Len Austin. Nice. Wow, my ice cream is already melting. I brought ice cream from the freezer because we went out for ice cream yesterday. But I said to overload the Butterfinger. They really overloaded the Butterfinger. Like it was like literally a liquid Butterfinger. So I was like, can you add a little bit more ice cream into it? So they did, which was nice. So I just remixed it at home for tonight. Mom's here. Hello, Mom. Mom's reading The Rose and the Thistle. Yeah, you should get it done because you're less than 10% of the way. I only know because her library card's on my Libby. So, so I know when she's done with the book. Yes, the Sisters of Seaview is for Old American Spirits Book Club. Yes, and I have already read it. I love when I've already read a book because, like this time of the year, I am super busy with review books. So it's nice that I can join in a conversation even though I've already read it, or like because I've already read it, because I don't have the time usually. Hey, Jamie, nice to see you here. Hello, lady from Brazil. Wow. I love seeing where all of you are from. That's so cool. I definitely want to go to Brazil someday. It's on my list. Hey, glad to see you're here. Everybody's popping in today. So happy everybody's going to be here. Shannon said hi, Mom. Yes. Okay. She's in the other room. Oh, Mama's going to ask how do I know how far she is? Yes. I can peek at your Libby and see where you're at. Your Alma's son got ice cream at the store today. Nice. Uh-oh, I tempted you with the ice cream. I'm sorry. Shannon says, hey, Cheryl. Nikita just finished an ice cream sandwich. Ooh, that sounds good. Mint chocolate chip. Yummy. So I guess it is an ice cream day. It is very, very hot here today. So I'm like, I'm just going to bring out the ice cream. Sounds good to me. Janera recently acquired the audiobook for The Will of the Many. Interesting. Yes, everybody's still on a high from Lucy and Cheryl last night. I'm glad I got to pop in. Was it last night or was it the night before? My brain just doesn't work. Mom says hi, Shannon. Laura's from the White Beaches of Alabama. Nice. Making Cheryl want ice cream. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, you're on vacation, Jamie, in Colorado. That's nice. Are you having a nice time? I hope you are. Yes, Mom did have 2 homemade pecan sandies after dinner. Okay, so I guess we can go ahead and start our first sprint. I'm in the mood for reading right now. So let's go ahead and do a 20-minute reading sprint. Ooh, Shannon just said it was 108. No, thank you. I can barely take 80 or 85. Like 70s is like my max. Oh, man. And we don't have AC. If we did have AC, I probably could take 108. And Emily bought ice cream at the store too. Everybody was in the mood today. Yeah, I don't buy ice cream anymore either, but sometimes we go out for it. Really, Emily? You won a free new laptop at a training today? That is so awesome. Oh, and you needed a new one. That's definitely a God blessing right there. Definitely. God was like, you need a new laptop. Here you go. Oh, I love that. Congratulations. And Grace is 22 pages into her book. Yeah, not too much thoughts in 22 pages. Yes, that is fantastic. All right, so let's go ahead and do a 20-minute reading sprint. We'll go until, I guess, 35 after. I'm glad I almost said 25 after. That would be wrong. Let's go until 35 after. So go ahead and grab your books, and I will put on some ambiance music, and I will see you all back in 20 minutes. Perfect timing for our reading sprint to end. The sound just turned off as I turned off the music, so good timing, good timing. So let me know how you all did in your reading during that first sprint of the night. I unfortunately am reading the NetGalley arc because, I didn't feel like reading it physically. I do have a physical copy of Beyond Ivy Walls, but I just decided not to do it right now. But I got about 5% read, I think, roughly. Hey, Christine. Glad to see you here. Nice. Almost finished your, I'm guessing that's chapter. Yes, your chapter. And pasta is done. Nice. Hi, Reese. Nice to see you tonight. Laura got 23 pages read. That's fantastic. I usually read about 25 pages every half hour, but since we knocked it down to 20-minute reading sprints, I probably do about 15 to 20, I'm guessing. I should get the physical book just so I know how many pages I read for you guys. But I don't know. It's weird, but like I get into bouts of time where like I don't like to read physical books, but then there's times when like all I can read is physical books. Same thing with audio. It's just I'm in the mood for reading a certain format for a very long time. Mom read about 1.5 chapters. Paige got a couple pages read and eating dinner. Nice. We had homemade chicken fingers, which are really good with gluten-free breadcrumbs and Parmesan cheese. They are so good. So we had that tonight along with a small salad and homegrown tomatoes. Nice, Cheryl. 8 pages read this time. Nikita read 11 pages of her nonfiction book. And you're still watching Emma. Good choice. Good choice. I definitely love just watching movies and having a good time that way too. Tanera got 16 pages read. Nice. I am watching a movie right now and I want to get back into it. And I feel like I've seen it before, but like it might have been forever. I'm watching, I think it's like my best friend's wedding or something with Julia Roberts. I'm like, I don't remember ever seeing this. I thought I did. Beyond Ivy Walls is yet to be published here in Australia. Yes, it would be nice if it was on Hoopla. I don't know if Hoopla is different for you guys or not, but I can look it up and see. But it might not be. Although I might actually have an early copy of it. I think it is published by now, I think. But I could be wrong. Although I think different libraries, yeah, it's not on Hoopla, at least not on mine anyways. Susan listened to her book for 15 minutes. Nice. Elma only read 7 pages because she was running around getting set up. Hey, Celestria. Glad to see you here. You're still reading Nightmare Virus, but you're so close. You could finish it tonight. You're only 50 pages. Are you enjoying it? Are you loving it as much as I did? Laura's reading from her Kindle. Yeah, it's not the same as a physical book, but 4%. That's about how much I read. So I read about 5 pages. Pages are large and font small. That's how I feel about this other one that I'm reading, Kingdom to Claim. Like it's a long book and the print is really small. So I'm like, it's technically 270 something for pages, but I feel like if it was a regular size book and with bigger font, it would be like at least 350 to 400 pages. I'm like, oh, it's longer than you think. Jamie got 3 Psalms finished. Awesome. Yes, inquiring minds want to know, Celestria, how is the book? I love that book. Hey, Christy. Glad to see you here too. Everybody's popping in tonight. Alma just started reading Resistance. Yes, Celestria, pay attention. One of your favorite books is being read. It's really good. I actually am really enjoying it. And I didn't realize that, what's her name? Cameron Diaz was in it. I was like, I didn't know she was in this movie. But I am enjoying it so far. I didn't get too far into the movie. I think I watched like maybe about a half hour or so. I think I got it confused with another of her movies, and so I thought that I saw it. Shannon read only a few pages and tabbed the humorous parts. Good choice. I always do that. Oh, that's one of the questions in my jar. We're going to do a couple of those too during our breaks tonight, because I made a jar with reader conversation prompts along with would you rather questions too. Those are the pink ones. And then I have just purple and green because they're random colors. I recycled papers that I already had in here and wrote on the other side. I'm like, I'm done with those papers, so why not reuse them, right? Celestia said it's good, but I'm not sure if it's going to be 5 stars anymore. Oh no. I really did enjoy it. I don't know if I would get a physical copy of it. I probably would if I found a good deal on it, but I did really like it. Tanera asks if anybody's seen the new Twisters movie. Yes. And hey, we just watched the original one too. We watched it, I think, about 2 or 3 days ago. So we watched the original one after we watched Twisters because, well, Twisters was like a spur of the moment decision to go see a movie. But yes, the new one is really good. And I hate to admit it, but I might even like it better than the old one, even though I like the actors, at least the 2 main characters in the old one, because I love, is it Bonnie Hunt and, is that her name? Or am I getting the Hunt sisters mixed up again? Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton. I do love those 2 actors, but I really like the new one. It was really good. And so happy that, like, for the most part, it was actually like really clean. Like, the language was about the same as the old movie. So it was nice that there wasn't anything bad in it, really. Chrissy is reading Reclamation in Book 6 by Chuck Black. Oh, nice. He's another one that's on my author list. The author list is ever growing and never shrinking. Susan's loving that book. Looking forward to the final chapter for the day. Yay. Shannon loved Chuck Black books back in the day. Celestia is happy you're reading one of her favorite books. I will get to that series at some point, Celestia. Maybe if you reread it, we could buddy read it together. Nikita, she hasn't watched the remake yet. I don't know if I will since I love the original. I think you would like it. If you like the original, I thought the second one was really, really great. And I would say like parts of it felt like a remake because like there was like, an angst between like the teams fighting to see who gets the Twister first. But I would say it's different enough to see it. And I feel like the digital stuff made it a lot more realistic. So like the Twisters and everything, they seemed a lot more realistic in the new one. So even more than the first one. No, it was really good. Rhonda read 13 pages. Nice. Hi, Rhonda. Shannon loved Chuck Black series back in the day. Couldn't remember the name. Yeah, it is really good. I didn't like the second book as much, which I was really sad about because the first book, Sisters of Seaview by Julie Clausen, that's like one of my absolute favorite books. But the second one, I didn't enjoy as much. Maybe it was just the sister that she chose to do next or something. I'm not sure, but hopefully the next one I think I'll enjoy more. I don't know who she's going to do next, though. She loves your honesty, Celestia. I do try to be as honest as I can, too. It's like being a kind, honest. Christy, you haven't read Nightmare Virus yet? Oh, it's so good. Shannon's reading through the Psalms in the mornings. I'm reading through Jeremiah right now, but I'm usually only doing that on the weekend. I'm like, I got to read more throughout the weekdays as well. So I got to get back into doing it. I think I usually do it at night. So I got to start doing that again. Paige wants to see the new Twister. It is really good. I liked it. Fashion Aplenty likes Revenge of the Bridesmaids. I don't know if I've ever seen that. Sounds interesting. Celestria says, thank you, Shannon. Celestria is very honest, yes. And yes, a buddy read would be amazing. Let me know. Probably after fall would be good because fall is going to be busy reading time for me. I have a new series coming up on my channel on vlogs for catching up on all the review books I have to finish by the end of the year. And the list is quite long, but as many as I can do would be nice. But still have a little wiggle room for mood reading. Jamie's reading through both Psalms and Proverbs. Everybody's reading through Psalms. It's been a while since I spent time in both. I did Proverbs last year, but it's been a while since I've done Psalms, so I'm hoping to do that either this year or next year. Celestria says, Chuck Black, yes. She must have binge all 6 books now that Reclamation is out. Nikita says, I mentioned Julie Clausen on Thursdays. I am reading one of her books for the first time. Oh, great. Which one are you reading? I've only read a few of hers. I think maybe 2 or 3 of her series. Susan's reading through Romans. Celestia says, Katie, sometimes being both kind and honest about books is hard. It is hard. It is hard. But, I mean, as long as you're not, like, bashing the author, you do a good job, too. You know, but, like, I just say, you know, parts were slow or I didn't connect with the characters, you know, that sort of stuff. But I feel like the Christian book community does a good job at not hurting authors' feelings. And I love when authors, like, can take negative comments and have fun with it. I've seen a few authors do that. It's hilarious. Okay, Nikita's reading A Castaway in Cornwall. I have read that one, actually. And I'm going to be honest, that was not my favorite of hers. But I know a lot of people really love that one. So it was my first experience with the author, I think. So yeah, she's either a 3-star author or a 5-star author, I found out. There's like nothing in the middle there. At least I don't think so, to my knowledge. But I know a lot of people have loved that book. Yes, After Fall would be great. Somebody else loves Revenge of the Bridesmaids. I'll have to check that one out. I've never heard of that movie. Nikita says, so far I'm liking the book. Nice. Susan, Romans is one of my favorites. I have almost the whole book highlighted. That's great. I have 2 Peter like that, I think. It's like literally almost the entire book. Even though it's short, I like everything's highlighted. Let's see. Grace says, The Bridge from Babel Island was my intro to Julie Clausen. I have not read that one yet. I think, Nikita said she's liking it so far, Grace. So she is liking it so far. I know a lot of people have really enjoyed that one. Romans is very relatable. It's been a while since I read it. Shannon wasn't over the moon with The Castaway in Cornwall. But she's loved every other one, so that's good. All right, so let's go ahead and pick a reading prompt from the jar. You can also ask any questions too, to see, if you have any bookish questions that you want all of us to answer, or whatever. Paige says her dog is watching her eat. Oh, she's shaking and crying. Aw. We used to put our old dog, when we had our dog, she was a Cocker Spaniel named Maggie. We used to put her in our breezeway or hallway area with a gate. That way she couldn't get to us, because she would beg or whine or cry or whatever. Shanna says A Bridge to Babel Island is awesome. All right, so as I said, for those of you who missed it, there's pink ones that are would you rather questions. They're all book related things, and then the purple and green are just conversation starters. So I'm not going to look as we get a pink or whatever. Okay, let's go do this one. Okay. So what are we going to talk about before our next reading sprint? Ooh, okay. So what is your ideal reading environment? So that can be anywhere, anything. What is What is everyone's ideal environment? I'm going to put it down in the comments. That way people can see what the question is or whatever. I have to move everything around. Oops, I can't type. I wasn't in the type thing. There we go. I forgot what the question was. There we go. People are already probably answering before I can even type. I'm still getting used to this new type keyboard. Jamie said we had to put our dogs up because my son has found out he doesn't like the food. He can feed it to the dog. Yeah, every kid is like that, I'm sure. I don't think I ever really did that. I ate most everything. Oh, Lola is a small mini dachshund. That's my dad's favorite. He loves dachshunds, and they are cute. Reese is reading alone in my room with a candle and cozy in bed with a blanket. That is a great environment and easy to do too. My reading nook on a rainy day, Jamie says. Oops. Whoa. I just skipped a whole bunch of comments. There we go. Paige says sofa right by the window. Love this question. It is a good question, isn't it? Like, get creative, you know. But most of you probably already have like your favorite spot. Cozy, comfy chair, soft music playing, coffee house, and a gentle fire. That sounds nice. Cav says, ideal writing environment, walking around my neighborhood while listening to a book or reading. Well, reading environment. Does that count? Absolutely. I listen to audiobooks when I'm walking too, so that would work. Cheryl says, somewhere with a good view, a fire crackling and or waves crashing. Cold enough, yes, to be just cozy and have a blanket. Absolute must. Got to have the cozy blanket. Celestia says, ideal environment is anywhere I am completely alone in complete silence with dim lighting and a candle going and coffee. I like the complete silence and completely alone. Christy says, my favorite blanket, weighted stuffed unicorn, a hot tea and boba shop ambient. Yes, absolutely a boba shop. I'm with you. Elma says, outside in the evening while it is still light out, fall weather. Shannon says, in my little library in front of the fireplace, covered up with a blanket, candlelit, cold, and raining hard outside. And Grace says, reading in the library, but I really just read whenever I can anywhere. Yeah, I think most of us do that. Laura says, cozy chair and living room or down at the pier at the beach. Oh, and a storm, Cheryl says, yes. Or snow falling. Yes, Emily, Christmas decorations up. And Cav says, in for physical books in my comfy red reading chair. That's a great color. Mom says, my favorite place is anywhere quiet. My husband is watching Stargate now. So reading, yeah, it's a little hard when somebody's watching a show. I can do it as long as it's a familiar show, like I've seen like a million times. But if it's something new or something I love, it's kind of hard because I do love Stargate too. Alma says, although I love being in the room with my hubby and reading to him, we are reading Reckless right now this month. Nice. Susan says, in my recliner with the floor lamp and a nice ambiance on the TV screen. Cup of hot tea and a fragrant candle as well. Okay, so I haven't done mine yet. I think mine would be, I love window seats, even though I don't have one. But I would love to have like a really cozy window seat, like one that has like a big round window, probably like midday maybe, with a view of like either mountains or a forest. A cup of bubble tea would be nice. And then definitely a fireplace with my favorite blanket too. And library, of course, bookshelves all the way around the room. So that would be my ideal cozy reading place. Would definitely be there. But for now, it's my recliner in my living room with water next to me because I always drink water. Reese says, Celestia, and you are similar. You have to have some kind of type of noise, Paige. I don't think I really have to anymore, which is nice. Normally, I have noise like everywhere. But when I'm reading a physical book or an ebook, I don't do terribly without noise, which surprises me. I think I used to have noise or need noise all the time. Celestia says, I'm completely absorbed in a book, or can get when I'm alone with no noise and read so much faster. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I read a lot slower if somebody's like watching TV or something. It's like I'm trying hard not to listen to people. Nikita says, ideally comfy seat surrounded by books, fireplace, table, and windows, bringing in natural light. Yeah, I love natural light. Like, I also love my neck light too, but I do love natural light. Christy, you make me want to try boba, but the closest boba shop is an hour away. Oh no. Well, the next time you're in that area, go get a bubble tea. It's my favorite drink too, aside from water. I actually do every once in a while I buy a carton of the bursting fruit boba because that's my favorite. And I make my own at home, which is probably the best because it's a lot cheaper. And must have coffee or hot tea. Yes. I agree on the hot tea part. It was a fun question. Usually sit on the couch in the living room with a blanket over me and piano music playing. Yeah, I can do music, but it just has to be instrumental. That was the word that I wanted to use. Couldn't remember the word. Yeah, I said mine. Unless maybe you missed it. You were away or something. But I said my favorite blanket in a nice thick cushioned window seat, which I don't have, but a window seat with a big round window showing either mountains or woods, and bookshelves all around with a fireplace. Yep, I have the favorite blanket. That's as far as we've gotten so far with that dream. At least I got the blanket covered. Christine says she usually reads with her mom. Done it since you were young. I love that. I read with my mom sometimes too. We just sit and read a little bit. It was just the question was, what's your ideal place to read? Like if you could pick any place, anywhere, where would you read? Or environment? Emily says, now that hot flashes are a way of life, I don't know if I can handle a fireplace. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of inflammation, so I have to stay away from the dairy and sweets now. So I get the heat, and I still wear a blanket because I love my blanket. It's just cozy. But a fire scented candle, yes. I used to have I had a perfume sample from the makeup store, and it smelled like a wood fire. It's kind of interesting, honestly. It was a really interesting scent. Maybe. Rhonda says, comfy blanket, iced coffee, my recliner, and some of my favorite Christian music playing. See, if I did that, I would start to sing along and then I would get no reading done. That's why it has to be instrumental for me. So maybe instrumental Christian music. Although if I knew the words, I would still know. Love everyone's different reading environments. There's no boba recipe. You can literally go on Amazon, or they have boba stores online and just type in bursting boba, which is my favorite, but they have the black tapioca pearls too, which I like those as well. But I just make homemade caffeine-free peppermint iced tea because that's my favorite, peppermint tea. I make it tea bags on the stove, and then I just put it in the fridge after it's made, add some honey, add the boba. We're good to go. And it usually lasts me like a good, I would say maybe 10 drinks or so. So usually like a big jar, like about that big of boba, although I put in a lot of boba, so it might last other people longer. But it only costs like $20. So that's like $2 a drink, which is way cheaper than like $6-7 a drink. Yes, Christine, that is beautiful. I love that you read it with your mom. Jamie's seen at the store that the kits that you can make at home. Yeah, I've seen those too, and I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I could make the ones that come, the boba things. My mom and I are best friends too. Never used to always be that way, but we are now. Fashion Aplenty just got a bunch of good vintage books from Facebook. Yay! Last weekend. Nice. Get all those books, stock them up for winter. Dominica, her ideal place would be in a comfy chair in a corner of my room, window open to hear the rain, a cozy blanket, and a candle, and coffee. You don't have a chair in your room right now. Oh no. But you're close. You're this close to having your ideal space to read. I think I drink it more in summer and spring, I think, for me, for boba. Although, honestly, I would probably drink it like all the time if I could. Oh, so have you tried the kits, Chrissy? I want to know. Grace loves finding a great vintage finds too. The only vintage books I collect now are if I find vintage copies of The Princess Bride. Then those books are getting bought. Probably not the ones that cost hundreds of dollars, but if I can find them cheaper than that, sure. Brianna says Cozy Book Nook is definitely on my wish list when we buy a home. Yes, that's mandatory when you buy a new home, right? Right. For now, you have the corner piece of your couch next to my bed with a noise machine and a Diet Mountain Dew. That sounds good. Okay, we're actually right at the hour almost. So let's go ahead and do another 20-minute reading sprint. I'll put on the ambiance again. So go ahead and have fun, and we'll do another question after. That was a lot of fun. Loved that question with all of you. So go ahead and read, and I will see you all back in 20 minutes, which is 20 after. So perfect timing. Okay, everyone, that's the end of our next reading sprint. Let me know how you did that time. My book is getting really good. Hope I can get rid of that banner. There we go. Finally figured out how to do those small little banner too on the screen. Yay. We're making progress here on StreamYard. Okay, where did I end on comments? Yes, Chrissy said she loves the Walmart Boba kit. And Trader Joe's has a great one too. I did see that last time I was there. It's like 40 minutes away from us, but I did see that. Love the questions. Yeah, they're fun. I was like, I just figured have some random questions. So I know I love my TBR jars and fun games. So I thought we'd do something a little bit different. And we'll do it every week. Why not? It's fun. We'll do a couple questions each week. Lucy left to go take a shower. She's back and can't find her Terry Blackstock book. So reading Oath of Honor by Lynette Eason. Hey, that's okay. I took a shower during your reading sprint, so it works both ways. Hey, Jeanette, glad you're here. Yeah, from now on, it's 7 p.m. just to make it a little bit sooner for personally myself and for anybody else who's in Eastern time zone like I am. Everybody's saying hi. Nikita read another 11 pages. I read, not that much apparently. It says only 2%. I felt like I read more than that. Oh, well. Celestia didn't read any. She was watching Dragnet. It like the really old classic TV show Dragnet. I think I've seen like 1 or 2 episodes, but I really do want to get into it because I feel like I would like it. It was like a really long running show too. It went to black and white and then in color, and it's like a really long series. Didn't read. You were filming. It's okay. Get in filming time whenever you can. That's what I say. When I have free time, I'm filming. Well, not all my free time. Usually I'm reading, but finished Proverbs. Yay. Then typing your review for River Between Us. Nice for Goodreads. I don't do reviews all the time, but I do try to do as often as I can. Emily read a few pages, consuming a hot fudge sundae and Snickers ice cream. I knew I was going to get somebody to eat ice cream tonight. I finished my Butterfinger ice cream. It was very good. It was really heavy on the Butterfinger, though. At the bottom there, I was like, that was really strong. Nice, Laura, 3%. Brianna's reading a Dollar Tree book. Nice. I have found 1 or 2 books at the Dollar Tree. Unfortunately, ours is pretty slim pickings now. There really isn't that much, but I have found a few gems there. So yes, yeah, definitely. I don't know where they get their books. I have even found Happy Planner, planning supplies at the dollar store and at Ollie's too. So both of those places work. I really need to find a different angle for my phone. I feel like I'm talking into the computer screen instead of the camera that's up there. So it's like I'm technically looking down, but I promise I am looking at all your comments. Mom finished reading The Rose and the Thistle. Yay! And starting The Mind Games by, it's Nancy Mel Mom. But yes, I have not read that series by Nancy Mel, but it'd be nice if I had time to read it this fall because I do want to read more of her books. Grace says, yes, definitely do the questions every week. And she read about 1.5 short chapters. Nice. I love short chapters. Means you get to finish more chapters in a night. Reese edited her videos. We have 2 people working on YouTube edits. That's okay. Get stuff done during those 20 minutes. I never think to do that during reading sprints. I should, and then I can come back and chat. Yeah, the black and white one. I thought so. I didn't know you watched Dragnet. I love the old classic shows. I love the cop shows of the 70s and 80s that were like any detective show like Charlie's Angels and Magnum PI, MacGyver, Starsky and Hutch. Anything around that era was really good. Well, there's some good crime shows like in the early 2000s, but not many lately. Susan shampooed her hair. You had two people washing their hair and read a few pages. Christine says she loves Mind Games. Yes, I do need to read that series. Jamie said she loved Mind Games too. That was my favorite of the series. Ooh, fun. Mom says thanks, Christine. Let's see. Christine and Reese, productivity is always great, regardless of when you do it. Absolutely. If you can do it during reading sprints, absolutely. I just filmed like 4 or 5 videos on Wednesday in preparation for next week when I'm camping, so I need to edit those. So I might do that during somebody else's reading sprints this weekend. Paige says I don't buy books. I ask for them for birthday or Christmas. That's what I do because I do get review books. So I really, really don't purchase books for myself. I really don't. Not unless like I'm on vacation or something. But yeah, I really don't buy books unless like, Book Outlet has like a really good deal going on. Then maybe if there's like a ton of books that I want. Although they have gone up in price. Even though Book Outlet is still good deals, I used to be able to find a ton of books for like between 99 cents and $3, but they have gone up in price too. So that's unfortunate. Celestia's only seen a few episodes, but I love watching old stuff with my mom. My family got me into all the good stuff, all the old stuff too. So I do. We watch a lot of Dick Van Dyke in this house, like a lot. That's probably one of our biggest shows. Yes, Paige, love the old cop mystery shows. They were good. Christine will be reading Silencing the Witness during next sprint. Ooh, that sounds good. Sounds really good. Let's see. Grace says, love camping. Already packed some books for the trip. I'm actually packing my Kindle this time. I normally go to the library and pick out some books, but there are some Kindle books that I borrowed from the library that I want to get to first. So technically, I made a playlist on my own. I guess you could consider it a playlist on my Kindle of the books I want to read. And technically, it's like now up to 15. That's not going to happen. But I do read a lot while camping. So we go for 3 days. And usually I can finish between 3 and 5 books, depending on how long they are. Because I do read like all day long while camping. Aside from, eating and playing a few games and helping with the tent. But otherwise, I do read a lot while camping. So yeah, I want to do like a poll on YouTube to see let you guys pick at least one of the books that I'm going to be reading. So I might put a few choices up. But yes, I do have quite a few. I can mention a few that I have because I am going to be mood reading. I don't usually do any other books while camping, not if I can help it. I usually mood read. So let's see. I thought Happiness for Beginners by Catherine Center would be good because it talked about like going on like a hike and stuff. So I thought that would be fun. I got The Prison Healer by Nani, I think. I always hate when like the little check marks like hiding the person's name. But that one sounded interesting. So let me know if anybody's ever read The Prison Healer. That one sounded good. I also just got The Hold for the Spy and I, which is like, I think, a clean rom-com type of book. So I kind of want that one. Then I got some historical fiction. I got The Juliet Code by Pepper Basham. Lots of interesting books. I also got one called If I Were You. It's like supposed to be like a rom-com. I don't know if it's clean or not. I'll have to let you guys know. But it's like this couple that goes to a wedding and like they're kind of like they're exes now, but something happens where they switch bodies before the event. So that one might be like a given. I kind of want to read that one. Nikita says she watches a lot of classic TV shows. It's the way to go. Used to watch A Family Affair. Yeah, I know that one. And used to watch one called Mrs. Beasley Doll. I have never heard of that one. I usually know most of the old TV shows, but I don't know that one. Emily won a Barnes & Noble gift card. Girl, you got like, wow. That's great. Oh, yeah. You can get over the fact that some paperbacks were $22. I know, right? It's crazy. It's like, I remember when paperbacks used to be, I think, like maybe between 11 and 12.99 or something when I was in like middle school and high school. It's crazy now. I'm like it's not gonna happen. Like if you get a gift card, you can get like maybe 2 books if you're lucky, or if you go to like the discount section, you might be able to get a few. We eat out during camping, so we have our favorite restaurants we go to. We go out for ice cream. We play different games, like we like Racco, which is a card game, dominoes. We also go on one hike. We go to see the waterfalls, which is nice. And we've actually figured out a way to help both of us, because I can't do the whole trail back and forth, because one way is all downhill and all the stairs are downhill. I cannot go back up. It's too many stairs. So my dad used to actually hike back up and bring the car around to the other side of the trail. But now we have decided to actually park at the other end and walk halfway to the big falls. And that has really helped us. So it's still like a mile roughly walking that. So it's still a big trail. We just don't walk all the way. So we do that. And it's just nice spending time reading together. It's nice. Jamie's been debating on The Prison Healer. Yeah, I've seen other booktubers talk about it. I'm like, I haven't seen like actual reviews, but I've seen it on a lot of people's TBRs. Oh no, Paige has got a joke. What do you call a bird that can't fly? A jailbird. Were you in Lucy's and Cheryl's reading sprints last time? We were doing all those jokes. That's a cute one. I like that one. Grace says not to detour you. Oh no. But I DNF'd The Prison Healer mostly because of a decision belief of the main female character. Okay. Well, if you want to, you can always message me over on Instagram at Paperbacks and Ponytails and let me know. It might not be something that I want to read to. So if you can do that, that'd be great. You can even say it on here. It's a safe place to talk about it, whatever. But I agree. There's definitely some decisions and stuff that characters do not make that I don't agree with as well, and usually skip sometimes. So yeah. Yeah, Mom Knows Family Affair. Yep. Oh yeah, Mrs. Beasley doll that one of the characters have. Okay. I think I've only seen Family Affair like once or twice, I think. We got a lot of people commenting today in conversation tonight. This is nice. I love chatting with you all. Grace says, give it a go and see what you think. Nikita says the nonfiction she's reading is a 1986 reprint. On the back of the book, it shows the price. It cost $5.95 in 1986. Yeah, prices have definitely changed since then. Definitely. That's why I love when a paperback goes on sale for like $5. You're like, grab it up now. Yes, we always have a great time together, but it's supposed to rain a lot next week, on and off. So we'll see. It is in the mountains, so sometimes it doesn't rain a lot. But yeah, hopefully it won't. Remember the days papers were less than 10. Yeah, that's what I remember. I think that's the earliest that I remember. Yes, paperbacks. Now you got Mom talking on Family Affair. That was one of her favorites. Aw, good night, Reese. I pray that you'll feel better. I'm glad you got to spend a little time with us, but get some rest. No more editing tonight. Lucy likes that joke too. Okay, thanks, Gracie. Yeah, sometimes I don't remember why I DNF'd a book until I'm like, I don't remember why, but I know there's something I didn't like in it. Yeah, Christine, paperbacks are $24. Is that Canadian though? Because the dollar is worth more now, which is very crazy because normally it used to be like way off. And Canadian used to be a lot more money. Bye. Yes, well, I'll pray for you. You're welcome, Reese. Yeah. Sometimes when it gets hot out, I do not feel well a lot of the times. Okay, let's do a question. Might as well. We'll do one and then we'll do another reading sprint. I was hoping to do two, but then we got to like chatting about everything. So that happened. Okay. So let's see what we get this time. I'll do a purple one, I guess. Okay. So our question this time is, okay. What is the book you have read the most times? And if you can remember, how many times? And I'm going to write in the comments again. At least I'm spelling a little bit quicker this time. There we go. The Bible. Yes, Susan. And now I would say the Bible because it's true. I have read that the most times, but all the way through, I think I've only done the Bible, 3 times. Oop, hold on, guys. I got to plug in the laptop again. I should by now know that around this time, we should just plug in. I don't like to plug in because it does get heated and I don't have a fan or anything. So I try not to plug in until absolutely necessary. I'm also twisted around here. There we go. Okay. At least thankfully there's a plug right there. Okay. So I would say the Bible, but I've only read it through, I think, fully twice, I think. So yes. Lucy says Harry Potter. Yeah, I've never read it, and I really don't think I will. The Princess Bride would probably be mine. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I've ever read more. And The Princess Bride, I think I've read about, I would say comfortably between 5 and 7 times. So that, or, yeah, most everything I think I've read about 3 times if I've reread something. Jane says The Christmas Bargain by Shanna Hatfield at least 4 times. Lucy says she's read each book 4 times. Grace says the Bible, particularly Ecclesiastes. Can't remember how many times I read any of them. True. Yeah, I only remember how many times I've actually done the entire Bible, and that I think it has been twice. Brianna says The Little Pilgrim Progress 3 times. Shanna says too many times to count The Secret Garden. Yeah, that was one of my favorites growing up too. But I don't think I reread it. If I did, it probably was only once or twice. Christine says she doesn't reread books anymore. As a young adult, she read the Holly Hart series by Beverly Lewis. Yeah, I don't reread books because I don't have the time for it anymore. I am planning on reading The Princess Bride again with Holly. We actually were supposed to in July, but I think she forgot and I didn't have the time. But yes, I would love to reread a few things because they're all really good. Cav said the Meg Langslow, I think that's how I pronounce it, Cozy Mystery Series. There were 30 plus books. Wow. And you've been rereading the whole series every year, 2 or 3 books a month for 4 to 5 years. Wow. That's a lot of books to reread. You go, girl. That is, man, that's a lot. That really is a lot. Yeah, I love seeing the answers. Good answers. The Bible I've read all the way through every year since 2019. Oh, that's great. Fiction book will have to be Chronicles of Narnia. I want to say 3 times. Yeah, I have a few that I've read 3 times, I think. Definitely Nancy Drew, most of them in the original series. I've read at least 2 or 3 times. Chronicles of Narnia, Lord of the Rings, Journey to Juneau, which is another one, kind of similar to Chronicles of Narnia. It's so good. It's so good. I talk about that series all the time on this channel, or, well, not all the time. There's also the Rocky Mountain Legacy series by Kristen Heitzman. I've read that 2 or 3 times. So there's a few that I've read multiple times, but definitely The Princess Bride has topped pretty much all of them. Books in the Bible is all I can think of. That's okay, Laura. Yeah. Oh, you don't rewatch movies? I think I'm more of a TV rewatcher personally myself, but there are movies I rewatch. Mostly old movies. Oh, wow, Elma. You honestly don't think you've reread any fictional book? I would say in the past 10 years I haven't, but I used to a lot growing up. I reread a lot when I was younger, Emily says. Little Women, Diary of Anne Frank, Witch of Blackbird Pond, Daddy Longlegs, Lost Count. Yeah, I used to reread quite a bit too when I was younger. Cinderella, that actually might have beat everything out, including The Princess Bride, if we're going back that far. Grace says she realizes she's not a rereader. Yeah, neither am I. There's just too many books now that I want to enjoy and read for the first time. So, yeah, I think that's the problem is you're never going to enjoy a book again for the first time. So if I did reread, like I would love to like annotate if I reread an old favorite or something. Paige says the Bible, absolutely, on your second read through. Nice. And doing a small study for each chapter, almost like a summarize. Nice. I try to get through the Bible like in about a year and a half. That's usually as fast as I can go, but I haven't been very good this year. So you can pray for me for that I'll pick up my Bible, because as long as I get into the habit of it, I love it. And I think somebody commented, I think one of my Facebook groups, they were saying like how she had a hard time getting back into her Bible. And one of my friends said something like her pastor said, make it a habit where even if you don't want to read it, and it will become something that you love to do. And which is totally true. That's how I was. And then I stopped doing it. I'm like, I gotta just, force myself to do it so I can fall back in love with it. Hi, Dewey. So happy to see you here. I was thinking about rereading When the Day Comes. Yeah, that is a good one to reread. Yeah, we're all glad you're here. We're all glad everybody's here today. So glad that you guys are here. I just saw more reading sprints pop up for somebody else. I was like, oh no, everybody's going to leave. Just kidding. You guys can sprint hop if you want. The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Babar. Oh, I remember Babar, yes. And Selected Poems of Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Yes, now you're thinking like far back. Yeah, I don't know if anybody remembers, I think it was called George and Martha, I think. They were two married hippos in a children's book, and I used to read that one a lot. And Tacky the Penguin, that was always good too. But Mom's laughing, she heard that. Yeah, Cav, just goes to show how much you love the series. Yes. Yeah, good recommendation. If you reread that long series every single year, wow. Cav says it's quirky and funny and love the characters. Yeah, definitely audiobooks would help with rereading. Ooh, I know. I would love to reread Boo by Renee Gutteridge. That one's hilarious on audiobook. It's so cute and so funny. Yeah, definitely that whole series. It's like a 4-book series, I think. But I would definitely listen to the audiobooks again. Grace says she thinks she's read Heidi twice and some of Enid Blyton's famous 5 and Magic Faraway Tree series. Paige says don't usually reread or rewatch. That's okay. Nikita's, she's the same way. I rewatch a lot of TV series and movies. I reread maybe 2 or 3 times a book, but not in the past 2 years. Yeah, once you start getting on BookTube and all the Facebook groups, your TBR gets too long to where you can't reread pretty much. It's okay, Mom, just making crashing noises. Just as long as you don't break the Disney mugs, we're all good. Paige says, I do good with my Bible for a couple weeks and stop and start again. Yeah. Oh, the 3 of us hosting sprints tonight. I knew there was at least me, and I know the deck of TBR-a-thon is having reading sprints too. Cheryl rereads a lot. There's something comforting about rereading a beloved book. Yes. Yeah, sometimes there is. That's why I go into The Princess Bride a lot, because it's just a really big comfort read. Although I do skip like the introduction part, because that one, the introduction isn't really that great. Oh, yay. Somebody knows George and Martha. I love George and Martha. They were so cute. I don't know why I thought of them. Jeanette says, Cheryl, I completely agree. I love rereading phase. Hi, Jacqueline. Nice to see you. Oh, you're reading Where the Road Bends by Rachel Ford Ham. I love that book. And I'm reading a Rachel Fordham book too. There you go. Pride and Prejudice twice. I have a feeling that's going to be a reread for me once I'm done with it. I'm going to reread it. Let's see. Grace says, I've just added the series to my Hoopla TBR list. Thank you for sharing. Yes. So I think we'll do reading sprints and in just a few seconds. So we'll go back into another sprint. Susan said, I made a conscious decision to try to participate in one live sprint at a time. Yeah, that's true. You can always go back and rewatch or comment later. Yeah. It's also kind of hard to sprint hop. It is distracting, or you forget to hop back and forth. I agree. Oh, Hannah at the Teachers TBR. I don't think I follow her, actually. Maybe that's why. I don't think I do. Susan says, Cheryl, I agree with you. I always find something new I forgot or missed. Oh, yeah, Mom's reread Jen Karen's. I think that's one of the only ones that she's reread. And she used to reread stuff with me when I was little, but yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and do another sprint, and then we'll come back with another question. So let's go until 5 after for our 20 minutes. So have fun at reading, and I'll see you all back in a little bit. Okay, everyone, that's the end of this reading sprint. Let's see, I read about 3% that time. I did talk with my dad a little bit, if you can see my lips flapping. That's what I was doing, just talking to my dad because he finished his book that he was reading. And I don't know the title. And then we started talking about another book I wanted to buy online because I do have a little bit of a gift card online. But Elma's gone. Goodbye, Elma. She's probably no longer here, but have fun with your hubby. Everybody's saying goodbye. Someone's saying hello. Hello, Christina. Glad to see you here. Nikita read 15 pages. Nice. How did everybody else do? Jamie did 12 pages in Belonging by Robin Lee Hatcher. Nice. I think I read my first book by her earlier this year, I think, and really enjoyed it. It was Ribbon of Years, and that was really, really good. I was so surprised. So whoever sent me that recommendation, thank you, because it was excellent. And I will get back into the friend pick vlogs, but probably not until the new year because my jar broke, number one, and I just have a lot of books to read for the end of the year. End of the year is always busy. Lucy's 21 pages, nice. Oops. Christine's book is so good. I forgot what you were reading, but that's good. Jeanette, 15 pages, nice. Cheryl, a couple of chapters. Oh, nice. This is your first book by her. Yeah, Ribbon of Years was my first book too by her. Celestia, I read 10 pages. What star rating are you feeling for Beyond Ivy Walls? Well, and you finished a chapter and now in the midst of the next. Well, I'm only roughly 20% of the way through, but so far I'm thinking at least 5. I don't think it's quite like a 6, like an all-time favorite, but I think it's going to be a 5. I love like the Beauty and the Beast feel. And for some reason, I don't know what, don't tell me, what like disability or face deformity, whatever the main character has yet, because he has something, but we don't know yet as the reader. But honestly, I keep thinking of Rigoletto from the movie Rigoletto. So like, I just picture like a really good looking, gruff around the edges type of guy who could like, who's musically talented. So yeah, I'm just basically crushing on the main character right now. Laura, 3% more. Nice. Yes, it's a great start on your new book. You're what? Maybe 15% almost. Mom read 8% of Mind Games. Oh, good. She's already enjoying it. I know Mom really likes romantic suspense. It's one of her favorites. Mine too. Tanera read 17 pages. Nice. Esther read a couple chapters in Powerful. I started Powerless. I'm about 20% of the way in, I think. I switched to audio because my ebook was due. So I switched, and I hope to finish it by the due date. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. I hope so, because I don't think I could wait a long time to get it back on hold. I like it, but it's almost too reminiscent of the Hunger Games for me, so I'm hoping there's going to be more of a difference as the story goes on. Susan finished her chapter and wrote in the book discussion. Nice. I forgot to get rid of the banner for our chat. There we go. It doesn't just automatically disappear anymore. Christina says, there's so many books I want to get, but I'm on a book buying ban. And that's what libraries are for. And yes, 28 books is plenty too. But that's why I use a lot of libraries. Like I check out a lot of library books. I should probably do that. I should probably like see how many books I checked out from the library versus like books I own this year. But sometimes I check out books that I own just in audio. So that happens sometimes. Jacqueline, 13 pages read. I almost said 13 books read, but that would be impossible unless you read picture books. I'm glad your book's getting really good. You didn't want to stop reading. Oh no, you can continue reading if you want to. My friend said to ignore her when I wanted to finish my book, so ignore me if you want to continue. Got about 100 pages left. Yes, so many of you guys are moving right along. That's what I love about reading sprints too. It just kind of not necessarily forces you to read, but it kind of does. You get to hang out with your book besties and just hang out and read. It's great. Yes, it's not easy. It's not easy to be on a book buying ban, but honestly, seriously, I buy books like, I don't know, 2-3 times a year, maybe. But even if I did not get review books, I take extreme advantage of the library. I used to go like every single day to the library. They got sick of me and now they miss me. Brianna says, I'm with you, but audiobooks and free Kindle, yep, and free little library. Yep, they don't count. Absolutely. You know, only things that cost money count. So go to the library as often as you want. I have not read The Peasant King yet by Tessa Afshar, but I do love Tessa Afshar. She has great books, and it is on my list. Actually, I think it's one of the books I want to read this year based on like book recommendations from authors that they gave me. Oh no, The Hidden Princes by Tessa Afshar, not The Peasant King. Susan said she loved The Peasant King. That's good. Jacqueline, I wish I could read 13 books in 20 minutes. Yes, everybody's TBR pile would be a lot smaller. I could probably finish my entire TBR if that was possible. I could finish like all the books I want to read in like maybe 2 years or 3 years instead of 80 years or however long it's going to take me. Hello, Book Nerd Katri. I'm glad you stopped in. It's okay. I'm still going to be here for at least one more reading sprint, if not 2. So you're right on time. Jamie uses a lot of her library and Kindle Unlimited and Audible credits. Those cost money though, but the library doesn't. Library is always a good thing. Always a good thing. Susan says, Jamie, I do the same thing. All right, so let's go ahead and pick another bookish question. So for those of you new who just popped in, I created some conversation bookish question starters. So some are would you rathers. We haven't picked one of those yet because they're pink. So I'm going in not knowing. And what do we get? Oh, we didn't get a pink. So it's just a bookish question. So let's see what we're going to answer this time. Ooh, okay. I want to know this. Least favorite genre. Not most favorite, least favorite. We never talk about least favorite. So, oops, I forgot to put bookish question that way. Everybody knows. I'm getting better on my keyboard. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, Christine says horror. I feel like horror is going to be like the main, the main least favorite of the bunch. Horror. Brianna says horror. Ew, horror. Susan says contemporary romance. Oh no. Hey, I used to not enjoy contemporary books, like just plain contemporary, but a middle grade book changed my mind. And now, as long as it's a good contemporary, I really like contemporary books. So maybe a contemporary romance will change your mind sometime. Who knows, right? Esther says horror. Christina says I'd say horror even though I've never read it. Nikita says contemporary romance and horror. Emily says horror. Can't get behind glorifying killing. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I do watch Criminal Minds and stuff, but, you know, it's when the bad guy gets caught. You know, that's the good part. Mom says anything creepy makes me hide under the covers. Yes. Although she did read her very first Jamie Jo Wright book. So she does like a little bit of, you know, a little bit of eeriness, but like it's not super creepy. Jamie Jo Wright is excellent at that. Yes, I agree. Definitely. I'm really trying hard to stay away from those books. Yes. So definitely, yeah. Open door type romance or gory horror. Yep. Nonfiction, ew. Celestia, nonfiction. Yeah, I would have guessed that for you. Grace says horror and yeah, erotica. Yeah. Yep. Unfortunately, I have read them in the past, but I'm trying super hard. I don't want to read them anymore. So yes. Made the conscious effort and God's been helping me. Horror, yeah. Open door, yeah. Yeah. Yep. All of us, technically that should be on most of our list is that, yeah. Horror, yeah. One of your favorite books is technically horror. Okay. I'm interested to see, let me know what horror book that is. Interesting. Fantasy, sci-fi. Yeah, you don't really enjoy fantasy and sci-fi. Genera, definitely horror. But most recently, I'm not enjoying psychological thrillers. Interesting. I actually do really like psychological thrillers. But lately I felt like they're very meh to me when I read them now. Like I used to find some really good ones, but now I'm just like, they're quite boring to me. The writing style just doesn't seem for me anymore, which is sad because that used to be one of my favorites. Grace's, I would say romance because I've read some, but trying to find the one for me. yep. Yep. Brianna's fallen in love with middle grade lately. Now I will do a spooky middle grade in terms of horror. Yeah. Yeah, I've done a few middle grade, like slight scary books, but not super. Hello, Alex. We're just answering a bookish question on least favorite genres. Oh, Emily says sad to see fantasy. I know, right? I love sci-fi and fantasy too, although I pretty much do anything. So yeah, so I would say mine would be definitely, yes, I do not like the spicy books anymore. I'm really trying to stay hard away from those. Horror, definitely, I do not like horror, but I like kind of that sci-fi horror, but not like gruesome horror. Like I really liked what's it called? The Bird Box by no, I can't think of his name. Josh Malerman. I actually really enjoyed that, and the sequel. So it's more of like that sci-fi kind of creepiness, but I don't remember it being that gruesome. It is triggering though, for a few things, but those were pretty good. But that's about as much as I can get with the creepy. Yes, I'd be happy to PM you. But yeah, honestly, the biggest help to me is not going to those sections in the library. Like don't even look in those sections anymore. As far as like going to bookstores and stuff, yeah, you have to spend money to get them. So to me, no, it's not worth to spend the money and stuff. The biggest problem I had was you could easily get them on Libby and stuff. So I just honestly, I am trying really hard to like just, when that temptation comes up, just put on praise and worship music, open my Bible really, really quick. Find a creative outlet like painting or crocheting or anything really just to get your mind out of it. I have also found out, it's kind of funny, but like I will do a dance workout, especially at night if I do feel that way. I do a really quick dance workout and I start saying like no Satan, you won't do that, but like in a rhythm as I'm like literally like doing shadow boxing pretty much. And that actually, as long as I continue to do that, it actually has really helped when I continue to do that. So just a few tips. Definitely the dance workout. It just kind of like works out your energy and works out all of that. Just listen to your favorite like workout songs, worship songs that are danceable too. And that has helped amazingly. And I just have to continue doing that. And it's just so hot too, right? So hot outside. Yep, Susan, prefer clean books. Absolutely. Me too. Yep, pretty much everybody. Yep. Yep. Oh, great, Jacqueline. Yeah. Yeah, definitely books that don't keep my attention. Makes it a chore to pick up the book. Jurassic Park. Oh, okay. It's actually classified as a horror thriller. Okay, I can see that. I love the movies. I never really got into the books, but I would like to try them again because those movies are great. I love them. I know. Yeah, Cheryl said, I remember you saying you like Jurassic Park, the books. Yeah. I will have to try them at some point. Oh, aren't they, Christina? Fantasy books are so big. Oh, they are so big. Hi, Anne. That's probably why I don't pick up a lot of like the high fantasy. I'll pick up like YA fantasy or fairy tale retellings or something a little bit lighter and shorter. Alex, probably romance, but I don't hate it. Yeah, I read a lot of romance, so sometimes I'm just like I just want like a mystery or a thriller or something that's no romance or minimal romance. It's kind of hard, honestly, a lot in Christian fiction because there are so many female authors out there. Like I would say it's like maybe 90-10, maybe 80-20% for female to male authors. We need more male authors and more male readers because we love a good book without any romance sometimes. We need a break. Jamie says a subgenre she doesn't like is steampunk. Yeah, that's an interesting one. I have enjoyed a few books. There's an Alice in Wonderland retelling that's steampunk that I actually really liked. I think it's by Tabitha Baldwin. I think that's who wrote it, and it's really good. Hi, Vaughn. Nice to see you. You're reading Second Chance Dogs. It's 30 true stories about rescuing shelter dogs. Aw, that's that sounds like a great heartwarming read. Yes, she was shocked when you mentioned Jurassic Park. I would say it would be graphic. I mean, the movies are a little bit with the dinosaurs going after people and stuff. Yeah, sometimes big books are the best books because you are getting more invested in characters along the way, or series in general. Lucy says, "Hi, Anne." Jacqueline says, "You own a Brandon Sanderson paperback. That's like 1,000 pages." Yeah, those scare me. Okay, let's do one more quick question, and then we'll go do another reading sprint. Let's see where we're gonna get today. Oh, we did not get a would you rather question still. That's okay. Apparently they just don't want to be halves. Okay, this one's quick and easy. That way we can do a reading sprint. Plot driven or character driven? If you had to pick one, kind of a would you rather question, I guess. So which one would you rather have? So for me, I was just typing it in there. I would say, honestly, growing up, I would have said plot driven. But lately, because I have found out if a lot's happening in the plot, it's a lot of action, but the characters are absolutely terrible, I'm going to say character driven, because some books where like the stories, a little bit slow, but sometimes they have like really great characters. So now I would probably say character driven. Esther says plot driven. Jeanette says character driven. Celestia says if I have to pick, I'd say character driven. Interesting. I would have thought of you as a plot driven. Anne says that's hard. It is hard because sometimes it depends on the book too, right? Jacqueline says probably character driven. Shannon, both. You have to pick one. Just in fun, because we all enjoy both, right? Lucy says character. Anne says character. It is hard, Daniela. Yeah, I agree, Jamie. It does depend. It really does depend on the book and the writer. Yeah. And a lot of times, if you can find an author that does both fantastically, then that's great. Yep, depends on the genre. Absolutely. I mean, if it's a romance, I prefer character driven because you want a better connection with the characters and stuff. But if it's an action, adventure, thriller, plot driven, right? Tanera, plot driven. Alex is plot driven, but it's so close. Yep. Grace says never liked this question. It does depend on everything, really. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Emily depends. Robin Hobb is very character driven. See, that's why I kind of hesitate toward her books because they are so big. I think with bigger books, I think I need it more plot driven for me personally, or half and half. Only because if it's a slower story, I might be hard pressed not to finish it too quickly. You want both, yeah. But I guess I would probably say plot. Character driven. Jacqueline says, I think why I chose character driven is because it's hard to read a book with awful characters. Yeah, that's exactly my reasoning. Yeah. Even if a book is having really great action, like I've read a few, but the characters are so bad. And the other way, where if the characters are really, really, really great, but like nothing's going on in the background, I can kind of get past that if I really, really enjoy the characters. Mom wants to say both too, to keep the story flowing. Yeah, it does depend. Character, if I had to choose. Emily says Sanderson is plot driven with great character development. Yeah, I have read only his YA books so far, but definitely he's got a little bit of both. Susan says she agrees with Shannon. I need both. Yeah, definitely. I mean, definitely. I think we would all choose that, right? Usually when I write my reviews for Storygraph, that is a question about the book. Yeah. I don't usually answer that question, but like a lot of the times, if characters really stand out, that's when I'll say, I love the characters. The characters really drew me in, or the relationship did. I don't normally mention a plot too much. Well, I do mention like if it has a really good twist, or sorry if that's a spoiler for anybody. Having to Google examples of differences. That's okay, Laura. Yeah, it just means like the action of the story continues in better like the pacing of the story. Like it'll be like not necessarily action upon action, but the pacing's really good. The story never slows down. It keeps your attention. And then character driven is more of like seeing an in-depth view of the characters, getting into their emotions, seeing how they react to the story, connecting more with characters versus the story. So that's kind of, I guess, an okay way of explaining it. I hope I did good with that. Emily says Hob is so good. I do need to try Robin Hobb. I mean, Chrissy, if you're still listening, I'm sure she'll say yes. Nikita says Robin Hobb is good. That's a long series too, isn't it? Isn't it like 3 or 4 series long now? Laura says she thinks character driven. Christina says plot driven. Daniela says character driven with really interesting characters. Yeah. Emily says Nikita Royal Assassin Book 2 is one of my favorites of the series. Good to know for her. Next year she'll focus on the series. And let's see, Grace wrote to Emily and Nikita, the Farseer trilogy for the first time this year. You read that. Love the first 2. Disappointed with the third. I think that's what happened when I read Brandon Sanderson's Skyward series. Like I loved book 1, really enjoyed book 2, but I think book 3 wasn't as great for me, or maybe it was book 2, I can't remember. But one of them wasn't that great for me. It was still good, but not as good. All right, so let's go ahead and do one more reading sprint. I'll see how I am after this one to see if I can do one more. It's close enough to 30 after. Not quite, but I think it's close enough. So we're going to go until, what is that, 50? Yeah, I guess we'll go until 50 after, whatever time that is for you. Well, we can answer, 2 more comments popped up, so we can do that first. Daniela says, sometimes if I get too much repetition of a character's inner turmoil thoughts, oh yeah, you get turned off or bored. That makes sense. Yeah, if they're like always harping on like the same issue. Yep, I see that definitely. Celestia says, I mean, if the plot is really exciting, even if the characters aren't the best, I'll still like the book. But I really love connecting with the characters, and I'm sad when they aren't good. Yeah, me too. Mm-hmm. My voice is getting dry. I guess it's time to sprint then. Okay, 50 after. We'll go have fun, read for one more. Bye, Jamie. Glad you were here. And have fun putting your little nugget down to bed. read them a short story. Okay, so let's go ahead and do another 20-minute reading sprint, and I will see you all back shortly. Oh, wait, we got one more question here. Let's go ahead. I mean, why not? We're having fun chatting, right? Emily, the third one, Assassin's Quest, was my least favorite of the 16-book series. See, I thought it was really long. But the things that happen in it are significant. Okay. And Laura says, how would you classify Hunger Games or Divergent series? I've only read the Hunger Games, and I would say they're more plot-driven. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I would definitely say plot-driven over character-driven. At least for me personally. But I did enjoy them. So yes. Yeah, and Emily says plot-driven. Okay. Have fun reading, and I will see you all back at 50 after. Okay, everyone, that's the end of our reading sprint. Let me know how you did. I just got to an emotional part in my book. I'm like, oh. The main guy character, his name's Otis. I don't know if that suits him or not, but he's so gonna break my heart. Oh, this poor character. He's just a heart-wrenching soul there. He was playing a piano piece that he wrote, and it was like really sad sounding that she listened to, and I was like, it reminded me of the Curse song from Rigoletto, because that one's like really emotional too, and I'm like I could just picture that song being played on the piano. I should listen to it because I haven't heard that in a long time. Hi, Lisa. I'm so glad you're here. It's okay. Nobody's ever late. Can't be late for reading. Nikita read 10 pages. Lucy read 17. I think I got about 3%. Yeah, 3% read. So that's my average, I guess, as far as Kindle books go, at least NetGalley anyways. Christina got to page 29 in Court of Swans by Melanie Dickerson. I love Melanie. I've read 80 to 85% of her books. She's great. She's one of my favorites. I want to read her entire backlist. Susan said, not sure of progress, but listened to her book the entire sprint. That's great. So I forget to do that too. I'm like, I'll just start reading and forget where I started. Mom read 15 more pages. Cheryl read about 12. Celestria read 18. Oh no, Anne. I got hardly anything read because people started messaging me and I had to make plans with them. Well, that's okay. At least you had fun making plans, right? I gotta make plans with some of my new friends the week after I get back from camping. Brianna just started working on Sunday school stuff for kiddos. That's great. My dad teaches Sunday school for the older kids. I think he enjoys it. He really likes to get creative and like build stuff and have it more interactive with them. So he does make a great teacher. Even though he's very introverted, he works well with kids. Laura only got 2% done. That's still great. Sidetracked by social media. Done that. Been there, done that. Grace is looking forward to reading a Melanie Dickerson book. Yes. And you've read Melanie Sellier. I have not read hers yet, but I have a ton on my Audible account when I got a few free credits, so I grabbed them all. Yay, Jeanette, you're invested in your book. And Grace got to the next chapter. Awesome. I don't know if I'll read any more tonight because I'm getting a little bit on the tired side. So I think reading sprints for me is done. I mean, wow, we have actually been down here for almost 3 hours. So I think we're good. I think that's one of the longest sprints I've done. So yeah, I think we're good tonight. It was lots of fun to hang out. I will keep the rest of the fun questions for the next coming weeks because I have a good, I don't know, maybe 15 to 20 more questions in here. So we have at least a few weeks left of that. Oh, before I forget, there are no reading sprints next Friday. I'm sorry. I probably won't be home until at least lunchtime, and I'm going to be exhausted from camping. So, but I'm going to try to do 2 the following week. So stay tuned for that. Christine had to eat and groom her cat. Ironically, doing all the reading after sprints. Good night, Paige. So I'll say a quick prayer before we say good night, because that's usually what I do if you're new here, just to bless our weekend and just to bless you all and pray for you all. Dear Lord, thank you for this wonderful time with friends, Lord God. Thank you for helping me come up with questions for the book jar. That was a lot of fun, Lord God. So thank you for the idea. I pray for each and every one of us, Lord God, those who struggle with, certain reading choices that we may, we've discovered that we just shouldn't be reading anymore. And just pray, Lord God, that you will help all of us with that, Lord. I pray for safe travels this weekend, if those of us who are hanging out or doing stuff, Lord, or working. And I just pray, Lord God, for healing for Reese as well, because she wasn't feeling well before she left too. And just thank you, Lord God, for book friends and all the friends. I love these reading sprints so much. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so good night, everyone. Good night. You're welcome. Maybe a good guest. So he's always saying, can I be on your channel? But yet when I ask him to do bookish stuff, he's like, I don't want to be on your channel. But maybe I'll show some of his creative things sometime, maybe in a vlog or something. I'll be like, look what Dad made. You're welcome. I will try to enjoy my camping trip. Pray for no rain. I forgot to mention that, but pray for no rain because it looks like rain a little bit. You're welcome. I hope everyone has a blessed night. Good night, everyone. And if anybody has any other comments, I will comment later. So good night, everyone. Love you all and happy reading.